Okay, students, so I'd like to kind of just show you my setup so that you guys have a good idea of how to prepare for this. So what I have here is my easel, or you can use a chair, and propped up is my tone paper. I trimmed it down just a little bit for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not going to put a border on mine. I don't think it's necessary. You can if you wish, because that could look really nice, but I just wanted to fit on the board better. And also, I wanted to make sure I had some scraps. By cutting off the extra pieces, I now have a couple of scraps here that I can do some testing on. So when I'm practicing mixing my colors, I can mix them on these and see what they look like before I apply it onto my good paper over here. Then of course, siding stick, an eraser will work, pencil sharpener, your pastels. And I think for the underdrawing, I would recommend go ahead and using just your white charcoal pencil. That would work good. I also like the idea of maybe using something like a red, just a burnt sienna colored pencil, but if you don't have one of those, don't worry about it, and it's not a big deal. Now, more importantly though, is your setup over here, your still life. And you're gonna wanna pick some objects that have color to them and colors that look good together. I went ahead and went with sort of the October theme, of course, with the pumpkin. And I have some zucchini in a brown bottle. And also I got a colored sheet to put underneath them. So instead of just being white, I have lots of colors to play with now. I recommend keeping it somewhat simple because if you overdo it, you're gonna give yourself way too much work. And what you'll realize is when looking even at simple objects, let's go a little closer, there's gonna be a lot of colors in here for you to look at. All right, sort of the warm yellow hues over here on the pumpkin, the different tones of the shadow, this kind of flesh colored reflection based off of this yellow on the green, the amber color that's coming through the brown bottle, even the orange that's showing up over here in the shadows. Those are all little bits of information that you really want to start to look for. Part of drawing color, really, is learning how to see the perceived colors, the way light makes subtle changes, and trying to capture those changes in your drawing, just like you do with value, trying to see those subtle changes in value. You're trying to see the subtle differences between a warm green and a cool green. Now, the other thing I'm going to use, of course, is my siding window to kind of get me a good composition. It's kind of messing with the color, it's weird, but I think I'm going to go for something like that. And lastly, what I want to say is your light source. Even though color is really sort of, beautiful and seductive and awesome, the most important thing about this is going to be the value. You could draw your pumpkin green, you can draw your bottle the wrong color, you can draw the zucchini, blue. Those things are, they can be a little bit off, but if the value's not there, it really doesn't even matter. It could still look cool as long as the values are good. It's really, really important to remind yourself of that. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and take a picture of this and show it to you in black and white. I recommend maybe doing the same thing with your own setup, and that way you can really observe it in just the grayscale and remind yourself that those are the tones that you're shooting for when mixing color.